What is up, everybody? Today, Figure Friday, another episode. We're unboxing a WrestleMania 14 box set. So what's up, everybody? Welcome back for another edition of Figure Friday. I'm your host, Ben Ledoux, aka I Fight Giants, and today, as I mentioned before, we're unboxing the WrestleMania 14 box set. Now, I know there's probably some people freaking out, opening up these old Jakks box sets, double packs, single sets, whatever. But don't worry, this one is a very beat up box I got from a guy off of Facebook Marketplace, where I seem to get everything. And it's just not in the greatest shape. Good dude, but all of the box sets he gave me like, I want to say 4 or 5. They're just not the greatest condition. But fear not, because I am a loose and mint on card, mint in box collector. And I got a prettier one. So, with me having a prettier one, I figured this old beat up box set, it's time to let them breathe. So, let's just take a look at this, box set for a second. So you have Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold Steve Austin, the main event of WrestleMania 14. Then you have The Undertaker, who was in the semi-main event with Kane. And then you have Triple H. Didn't wear vests, didn't wear that gear. But I guess, at this point they weren't trying to get very event specific. They're just trying to put in figures that matched. It is a new gear for Shawn. I really like this gear, actually. But yeah, they weren't trying to do any of that. What they were apparently deciding to try to do was give Triple H a singlet, or at least a singlet top. I don't really get that. Why, this was photoshopped in at the time. I know there's been some discussion about that before. It's just so random, because if you look at the Grudge Match series with Triple H and Owen Hart, it was same Triple H on the box, no singlet, but he's just kind of randomly thrown in here. And they have vests. Shawn, actually, let's just let them breathe. We'll take a look at the vests a little more in depth, right? Oh man, I have not done this forever, and I feel like this has already been opened. I'm not gonna lie, I never opened it, but the guy before me has. The tapes, pretty sure it's retaped. Whatever. We're gonna let this one breathe. I hope the figures are mints or something. Nice little backdrop there. We'll see if they're all loosey. And what I was curious about, if Triple H and Shawn actually had anything on the back of these vests, like the Hart Foundation vests from the Best Of series. And they don't, just give you a heads up. But Class 316 on Austin, let's take a look at this. So, let's pull out Shawn first. Always love Shawn. Ooh, and that's pretty tight. Not super loose. Actually, leg's a little loose, but, we'll give it a pass. Shawn with the vest. It's actually underneath the hair, if you take a look right there. So this vest is not going to make it off of Shawn. It almost feels like tape. You got the DX emblem on the side. Great looking Shawn figure. Surprisingly, the arms are actually tighter than the legs. Last week we saw that was actually the other way around. But great figure. You got the BCA little bump on there. I enjoyed this Shawn figure right here. It's, the same one from Series 1, 2, and 3. And I believe the DTA Tour series. I actually like those pants the best. Thought that was the best Shawn they did. But you can't argue with just how great his pants looked in all those series. Is a lot better than what we got later on with kind of the rough and tumble Shawn, I guess you want to call it. The one that, I don't know how people felt about that other one. I never really liked it. But anyways, so we got Shawn here. We can make him stand. There we go. Stone Cold Steve Austin. So this is the same figure that, a little bit of dust on that. Actually, maybe it's just some paint wear already. Same Austin that you got in a lot of those mail-aways. You'd have like the mail-away Rumble Austin and Mania 15, so on and so forth. So it's the exact same Austin, just different shirt. They did a really good job with putting Austin every shirt imaginable in this exact figure. But, not a bad figure. And again, these really, really tight arms, some kind of loosey legs. So, not going to move him around too much. BCA hole, it's always nice. Get some display stands for him. And next we have, The Undertaker. I have so many of these. I don't know if this Undertaker if it first appeared, I believe in Buried Alive, came with Cape and Buried Alive, then Signature Series, and then, I feel like just so many other things after that, the Bad Blood series. And it's not a bad Undertaker. Apparently there's, in the wild, again, tight arms and loose legs. I don't get it. In the wild, there's actually different arms on this Undertaker for one set. And the Wrestling Figs forum is still trying to track down which one's which. And apparently the Major Figure Podcast is too. But we'll see if somebody get a bottom of that and actually say where that's at. So let's go ahead and set him up there. And last but not least, and actually I'm just realizing this now. So this Triple H I thought was just the exact same Triple H that you got from the Series 4 Bad Boys. Yeah, obviously you got the vest that says Triple H. That, again, is just like this flimsy little desk. They're... Okay, so I think this has been opened before. There's dust on here. I'm pretty sure the guy that sold me these, and that would also explain why the legs are loose and the arms aren't. Pretty sure the guy that sold me these had these displayed, put them back in the box, and tried to tell me it was mint on card. Luckily, I didn't pay too much for them, but it just goes to show, especially, with these old boxes and stuff, you never know what you're going to get. It does tell me, though, that probably a lot of the other boxes I got from him were probably the same way. But anyway, so going back, so this Triple H, originally came in Bad Boys, but this is actually a repaint. I never actually noticed that. And if anybody knows if this repaint actually came anywhere other than this set, I would be interested, because as you can maybe see, we'll get a closer look at that, you have the purple around the legs, which I'm pretty sure in Bad Boys 4 is red, but also on the insides where the inseams are, there's actually some like green X's for like the DX. So pretty interesting. Never actually realized it's a repaint, so being able to unbox this and again, it does smell like 1997, 1998, but like I said, these things were opened. And actually, I never even noticed that Triple H's hair is like notched in there. I never actually noticed that on the figure. I should also mention, as we display these, and I go ahead and let you guys, if I can stand this one up, I never actually noticed that. But one thing I should point out, that this Shawn Michaels, so I only ever actually had the red Shawn Michaels from Series 2. But with that red Shawn Michaels, it was the first time I ever broke a figure. Owen gave Shawn a super kick, knocked his head clean off. It was like a 1996 Raw all over again. And it was the most devastating day of my life, because Shawn Michaels at that point was my favorite professional wrestler, and I broke his head off. And you know how hard it is when you're a 10, 11-year-old kid to get a new action figure, especially when you already have that action figure and your parents sit there and tell you can glue the head back on, but the way it snapped off, you're like, that ain't happening. But again, growing this series out and getting my looses, my mocks, my Minton boxes, and just recollecting this collection, it's a good feeling, scratching that figure itch. Thanks again to Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins for reminding me how much I loved just all of my figures and getting, I never got out of collecting, but I definitely took a while off of just having my collection and not wanting to build more. And of course, for their free podcast that cost me more money than anything I've ever gotten for free, I really want to thank them. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. I do want to have, so one other thing is I am going to be at Double or Nothing in May. I am going to be at Mania Week in April. If there's anybody from the Fig Life community out there that wants to get together, trade some figs, I've got tons of figures I'm just trying to get rid of. Still trying to build up this Jakks collection. Would love to get some Mockman unboxes to actually do more episodes of this if you guys are enjoying them. So hit me up, I Fight Giants on Twitter, and I'll talk to everybody next week.